Hey everybody, what's up? It's Mike from Cornfield Customs, and I am here today to give you the much anticipated update on the trailer that broke the world, kind of why I haven't been updating it, and the progress that's been made since the last video. So stick around and we'll go over the trailer. So the biggest reason there hasn't been much of an update on the trailer that broke the world yet is just every time I went to film something, I don't know if I had bad memory cards or what was going on, but I had filmed like 4 or 5 episodes and I had lost all the footage and it really kind of irritated me, so I just gave up on filming on the trailer for a while. And with that being said, I also have been having other projects go on, personal projects, shop projects, and things that have gotten in the way. So it's still not done, but it is a roller, and I'm gonna show you some of the updates, things I've changed along the way, and just give you a rundown as a progress update for now on the trailer that broke the world. So here's the trailer as it sits. It's all welded up, the framework is for the most part. I still have some welding to do and plating where the pivot for the tongue is, and I need to weld our hitch on there, and all the bracing that ties the front A-frame together needs welded up, as well as all of the actual suspension components on the main chassis. But everything is together, and I just have the decking laid in place for now. I'm going to show you a couple things up front, and then I'll be ready to actually put the decking on. I'd been leaving it off until I could give you guys this update to show you how things are kind of put together there. The back, hopefully you can see, I've tapered a piece of tubing down, so we've got the dovetail that will lay completely flat on the ground. And right now, the suspension does have air in it, and I've just got some pigtails with Schrader valves in it so I can blow it up and move it around. The biggest thing that still needs done, other than welding and putting the decking on, is I want to do a laser alignment on our spindles for our wheels and our spindles that are our pivots for the control arms, just so I can get all of that stuff lined up where I want it, and then I can continue to weld everything up together. So let me move in and I'll show you kind of the configuration on the swing arms. In the last video from months back, you saw me fabricating and welding up the swing arms. From here, they're all put together, and they have the trailer hub installed. Just everything's kind of bolted together at this point, and I have the spindle in the back. And then we have our bag mount tube that comes up off the main frame, ties into our large tractor trailer bag. Everything's gusseted, plated, and then I put a front support in just to help keep that from trying to push backwards. So if we move over to this side, you can see more of the workings. Here you can see our pivot, which is just the trailer spindle. This is a lock bolt that locks down into the spindle. This will have a few stitch welds on the backside to keep it from coming out, and our lock bolt will be, in case we ever have to change out the spindle, we can just grind these tack welds off, pull our lock bolt out, and we can exchange this spindle out for a new one if it gets damaged. And then we come back, I have our gas shock in place, and that allows everything to be dampened. I towed it around the driveway a little bit, everything seemed to work okay, but I didn't want to get too serious with anything until it's all welded up and ready to tow. At this point, everything seems to cycle well, and it looks like it's going to work out all right, but again, I won't know until we get to the point of actually being able to test it and see what happens. So one of the main contention points on this trailer from the get-go, and why it kind of got the name, the trailer that broke the world, is the way that I had the tubes kind of dead end into the front rail of the trailer. And I think I've talked about this in the other videos. I get that it's not the strongest union possible, and if this tube ran underneath, it would be a lot stronger of a joint, which is true. But for this trailer that has a specific purpose to tow the race car on the salt, the idea of this trailer is to get it super low so the trailer can lay completely flat on the ground and we can get the car loaded super easy in a timely manner. So to help add strength to that, what I've done is we have our main tongue bar, and it comes back and it welds right to the front of our trailer frame. And then on the back side of that joint, there's a piece of 2x2, and that piece of 2x2 continues back and is welded in to our first crossmember tube. So that helps get some of the strength tied together, but to make it even stronger, so this tube is not just pulling on the outer section of this 2x4, what I did is I took a piece of 2" by 1/2" steel plate, which is right here, and it is just tacked at this point, but it gets fully welded and it runs all the way back underneath that 2x2 that runs into the first cross member, and it comes around and it ties in to our side there. So you can see the tail end of it here. It runs all the way up underneath of this, up underneath of our tongue bars. So that ties everything together, and it acts as a long gusset to help support and tie everything together so the full load of the tongue is not solely relying on the outer section of this 2x4. So for me, I think it's going to be more than strong for its desired application. But that's not all I did. Just to stir the pot a little bit, I went ahead and made the tongue articulate. So to get the trailer to lay completely flat on the ground, when hooked to the truck, the tongue would still be up in the air. So what I did is, if you pull this pin and this pin acts as a pivot. You can control the tongue articulation with this long bottle jack. So what that allows us to do is we can let all the air out in our bags, and then we can come up, we can pull the pins, and we can lower the deck of the trailer completely flat on the ground. There with the tongue all articulated up, you can see the trailer lays nice and flat. Bags are deflated, and nice easy loading of the car with the trailer laying completely flat on the ground. So that's about all I've got going on with it currently. I need to get back on it, hoping to have it done by August for Speed Week, so that's kind of where I stand at this point. Well, that about wraps up the video on the update on the trailer that broke the world. I'm sure it's not the status update you guys were hoping for, but at least it gives you a little bit of insight on where I am with the project. So with getting frustrated from losing a lot of the footage while working on the trailer, I decided just to stop recording on it for a while and focus just on the project. Now, I've been a little busy with customer work and other personal projects, so the trailer has fallen a little bit on the wayside, but like I said a couple minutes ago, I have to get back on it so we can have it ready for Speed Week in August of 2024. So I'm going to get to welding on it. I have to order rear fenders, which I plan on using 32 Ford pickup truck rear fenders, because I think that'll look really neat on there. And I got to finish the air management system. I have a World War II breathing oxygen bottle I'm going to use for compressed air, and then this bar here will end up being a toolbox rack, and the tank will sit up underneath of it. I still have to triangulate a lot of that stuff, get it all braced up, and I'm hoping to even put some canopy stanchion mounts on there so we can have a canopy over the top of the car while we're trailering it around and working on it in the staging lane. So hopefully you guys think this is a good enough update for now. If not, it kind of is what it is, and that's the best I can do at this point, at least on this project. So that wraps it up for this video. Drop down in the comment section, let me know what you think. Tell a friend, share on social media, like, anything you can do to help me continue to grow this channel is greatly appreciated, as well as all the continued support I've been getting. I really do appreciate it, and I can't thank you guys enough for all the support that you've given me along the way. So I'm going to wrap this video up so I can get back to work in the shop. So remember to get out in the shop, make something, not excuses, and we will catch you on the next one.